Oh yes, Yo Chicken Bros, what's up? It's your boy Smile here coming at you with a brand new video. And apologies if my voice is a bit harder to understand or if my videos are not as high quality as they used to be. I'm still getting back in the swing of things and getting that content creation back up. So give me some time to get back in the loop and we will be good to go. But today's video isn't exactly a news video. It is in the way of the culture and politics and things, but it's a video nonetheless I think really needs to be made. Without a shadow of a doubt, if people understand this, I think they will be better prepared for many things. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and get into it. But first, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, make it ring a ding ding. Check out my gaming channel at Smile Tut Off the Clock. And with all that being said, let us get into today's video. So what I wanted to talk about today is something a bit hard for some people to understand, and I think this explanation should give it a bit easier. So it's more of an economics thing, and why we are in this inflationary spiral. I want to explain more of basic economics. Oh lord, that was a mouthful. So to put it to you in the easiest way possible, and we'll get to the story in a moment, but this is going to help you out. The dollar bill is nothing. I'm putting it to you right now. The dollar bill itself is nothing. What it is a representation of the amount of gold you own in a country. So the gold in, say, a Federal Reserve or something like that, which I understand America didn't want a Federal Reserve, so I'm guessing it's the entire amount of gold the country has in the White House or something. Well, that amount of gold is put into the dollar. And so the dollar bill is a representation of that gold. And when I hear people say the economic theory of, if we have an economic crisis or issue, just print a few $1,000,000, doesn't work because of this reason. We are not making more gold, so all we're doing is dividing up that gold into smaller and smaller bits for each dollar bill. And that's why you see the money going down further and further and heavy inflation. Because everybody was printing money and printing in America, specifically around the time of 2022 for stimulus checks and things of that nature, because there was an issue going on that must not be named on YouTube. Well, when it comes down to that, that was divvying up our gold and in essence stealing a lot of the money from people. Now, stealing isn't the correct word, but what's happening is each gold bar was divvied up and divvied up and divvied up, so in all honesty, you were losing money by that happening. And that's not something people understand. The dollar bill is not money. Gold is. Unless there's a way to make more gold, we will not have any money in that way. And so I think people can understand that now. The issue with the economics is they are printing more money, not making more gold. And gold isn't craftable. It's a finite resource to my understanding. And because of that, people have mistaken it. Now, how does that get into today's story? Well, today's story overall is about how there are so many layoffs and why this is a problem. What I am seeing with all the economic downturns, all the issues here, the stock market will probably eventually crash at some point. I'm not even going to say, there's hope in that. But what the issue is that we have people who don't understand economics at all in a place of high power. And because of that, we are getting harmed. And it seems to be almost a way of getting rid of the American petrodollar, having the America's dollar as the dominant, piece of currency. If that happens, we are screwed because we owe trillions in debt, maybe even more. And people don't understand that, and that's why I'm saying, look, we need to figure out some way to fix this. This is not only a war that people have been waging civilly on the cultural front, but the economic front. It is an utter and mass breakdown of the country. And what we need to do, I have always said this, is we need to make our own companies. We need to start making an alternate market. It's not going to be easy. I never said it was. But that is the only way forward at this point, is to make a market that other people can see, hang out on, and, buy from. Otherwise, we will not survive as a country. If we have that alternate market, even if the market crashes, there will still be that secondary market. Now, people are going to be like, well, how are you supposed to do that if the White House has all the gold in the Federal Reserve? I do believe there are other ways of making a specific, dollar. Let's say, and this is one example, you have grain as your set of value, and you are constantly harvesting grain. Now, that's not very, not very valuable to many people, but if each dollar was based off a piece of grain, and you printed and printed and printed all the money you needed for each piece of grain, well, at that point, $2 would be the equivalent of 200, sure. But it would also be a renewable resource that you can consistently grow to match. That's one issue I see with the economics of everything. If you have more product, i.e. more gold, then you can print more money and solve these issues. But because gold seems to be non-renewable, we have this problem. Now, I'm not saying I have all the answers. I don't know what material would be perfect for this by any means. I mean, grain tends to rot, like all other things that are plant-based. So you would have to figure something out here that I frankly don't know. But I really do want to have this conversation going. I want to see what people think on it, because I really enjoy thinking about the economics of all this and where it leads. And if we can build this up before everything crashes and burns, and you leave the cities, as Tim Pool says, leave the cities, get you some chickens, we have a real chance at rebuilding the country if needed. And people don't understand that. We need to give that. Now, what I have always thought was, if it wasn't for politics, we would have a cultural renaissance of sorts. I mean, if you don't believe me, just look at the indie game dev field. The indie games are amazing right now. They are some of the greatest games I've ever seen and experienced. It is a cultural renaissance being bottled up because of all these political games and issues. And I want to go more into the backstory of why I think that in another video, because there is a lot of history that would explain it. But to give you the TLDR here, what happens is, back in the day when the printing press was made, there was a revolution between the people that had a monopoly on information. When this monopoly on information happened, and they started losing it, they went mad. They tried everything they could to keep that power, and it was slowly siphoned off from them. This is why you saw a lot of Renaissance paintings were in the rough, if you will, because they were giving a big, F you to the establishment. That's what they were doing, because, it wasn't right to draw a lady in the rough. But do you notice the similarities here? If we can get this and pull this off to where, we have that decentralized information, if that is pulled off, there will be a renaissance in America. Without a shadow of a doubt, I feel that in every bone of my body. And I want to be a part of that renaissance. I have a bunch of game ideas, a bunch of ideas boggling around in the head of mine. But it can't happen in today's culture. And that's really sad. So what does all this video go to say? What was the point of even making a video like this? Well, it was for a few things, really. But the biggest point is, with Disney and other companies, they are failing on the creative front, on the economic front, and on the cultural front. They are all failing. What does that mean for people like you and me? There is an open field of opportunity. It is time to take it. It is time to take it. Make movies. Make that idea work. If you need to crowdfund it, go do it. Do whatever you can. You want to make a computer company? Make a dang computer company. Now is the time, because of the opening in the market almost completely for an alt market. There's enough people to fund an entire alt market. And people are too scared to do it. But I am not. I want to make that. I want to make a market that is just for the people who want that stuff. It's not even political in that way. If you want a cool video game about, monkeys throwing sledgehammers at people, I want to make you that. I want to make video games that gamers want to play, movies people want to watch. Not pandering political or pandering stuff in general. That is what is needed, is a market of people who target their audience. I want to make this into a private video for my Subscribestar viewers as my, more or less as my news article for the day. It may just not even be news articles, just an extra video a week. I think that might actually be a bit easier on me because I don't exactly know how to write news articles at the moment. I just said I would do that. Despite what anyone tells you, now is the time. And I can hear people in the Business Party podcast, my good friends, screaming, but Google will take it down. You are correct, my friend. You are correct. Google will take down any company that can raise a threat to them. That's why there are other browsers, other extensions. We have the Brave browser out right now, which could do that. Could be our way in through that. We have, all kinds of different browsers where we can download it. And hell, if Steam takes us down, I know somebody who can make a website. We can do our best to make a alternate version. There is a possibility here. There is a way. We just have to be able to take that step and take that move. And that's what this video was about. Was, yes, about the cultural layoffs, about the cultural decay. But with decay comes a chance for change. And I'm willing to do that. The question is, are you? With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.